We're going to be okay. Michael Gross is still alive. This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Canada.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens. Are you a cat or a dog guy?
I'm a neither, but if I had to choose, it would be dog.
It would be dog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm a no pets guy. But yeah, I was super anti-cat for a long time. And then I had a girlfriend who got a kitten. Mm-hmm. And I kind of fell in love with that kitten. Like, it's hard not to like a kitten because a kitten's like
rule.
Kittens are rad. Cats, not so much. You know, a kitten's like, I need you. And a cat's like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
So it's fun when the kitten needs you. But dogs are just 100% better in every way. Like they're cool. They hang out. They like you. Yeah. You know. So
Well, not mine. Mine's old now, and he doesn't want to play or snuggle or do any of that stuff anymore. When I try to snuggle with him, he looks at me like I'm an insane person. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because growing up, my dad was a cat guy, and my mom loves dogs. My dad always has a cat. My mom always has a dog.
Person at all times, just in any given period, he just has to have it on his person. Hey, sir, do you have a cat on you? Oh yeah, it's in this pocket.
Like the guy who always has a chinchilla in his pocket on TikTok.
I don't know that guy.
Oh, there's a guy like, it's so funny. He like whenever he sees somebody doing a TikTok in public, he's like, see those people? They're trying to do a TikTok and go viral. They don't know that the secret is, and he pulls the chinchilla out of his pocket and puts it down on the table. He goes, boom, viral. He's like,
it's true. He's not wrong.
Yeah, my dad has always had at least one cat, if not more. And it's always been his thing. I'm not a cat person just because I can't deal with the litter box in my house.
You would rather have to disrupt your day, go outside. Like I feel like that's the trade-off with the dog.
Yeah.
Your schedule is disrupted because the dog has needs.
100 times.
That's like, I take care of my own needs. I got my own needs. You just have to clean it up on your schedule. Whenever you want, clean up my shit.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it here.
Yeah, no. And that extends that extends so much farther than you would even initially think. Like, back when I was traveling a lot for work, if my partner at the time and I were both traveling at the same time, it was like, oh my God, somebody's got to watch the dog.
Right.
Oh my God, what's going to happen? This dog can't even this dog can't even shit on its own. What are we going to do?
That's right.
Whereas like a cat, you leave for a week, you leave food in the feeder, you leave some water out. And when you come back, you're like, what's up, cat? And the cat's like, I ate all of your things.
Oh, were you gone? I didn't even notice.
I should have noticed when no one stopped me from tearing up the upholstery, but I did not.
Yeah, but I was enjoying it so much that I sort of just leaned into it.
Listen, I've had very sweet cats. I think my father has had extremely sweet, cuddly, snuggly, like cats that are almost like dogs, but you can leave them alone. I've had dogs that are almost like cats, but you can't leave them alone for too long, but they're very independent and they do their own thing. But I don't know. I think at the end of the day, for me, dogs may be the better one.
Yeah.
Dog's the better one for me. It just fits me more in terms of like, I can't do shit in sand in my home.
And you know what? I understand that actually.
Listen,
I don't think that's a weird. It's
no,
weirder
I understand.
to be
It's my
okay
own. It's my own strange hang up that I don't like sand covered shit in my house. It's weird.
Yeah,
I get it. I'm the weird guy, but I appreciate you saying that I'm not.
I kind of get it though. I feel that it's a little strange that you're like shit in the sand for a while, and then I'll come along with a rake. And I'll just rake out that shit. It'll be
because you got to save as much of that sand as possible.
Yeah, you don't want to get rid of all the sand.
No, you need that sand in your house. And then what's cool is the cat can like leave the litter box and walk some of that sand and shit all over your house, and that's dope. you know? And people will be like, hey, you know, what you can do is you can like leave the litter box like in the bathroom. And then like, it's, you know, it's kind of like you're going to the bathroom there, they're going to the bathroom there. It's not as weird. It's like, yeah, and that's cool. And then I can just have sandy shit all over the floor of my bathroom, which I'm already worried about being the most disgusting place in the house.
Just step out of the shower barefoot, step onto some sand on the tile. It feels great.
It's great, buddy. It's great. Yeah, I can't. Other than that, I love cats. And then people are like, well, you know, you can do the indoor outdoor mix for cats. Yeah, right. And that's very popular. One of the first cats I had as a kid was a stray that started coming around my house. And my mom was like, don't you feed that stray. She said it to my dad. She was like, don't you feed that stray. I know what you're going to do. Don't feed that stray. And he's like, no, of course, we're not going to feed the strays. And my mom was like, if I find any cat food in this house, I will absolutely lose it. We are not having a cat in this house. And my dad was like, and then the moment my mom left on an errand, my dad was like, do you want to see if a cat will eat macaroni? And I was like, hell yeah, I do. And my dad literally brought this cat macaroni and cheese.
I bet the cat thought he was in paradise.
The cat absolutely loved it. So the thing is, this cat kept coming by and it had like an eye injury. It got into a scrape, obviously.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, this cat's probably going to die or it's going to lose its eye or something. I need this cat to trust me enough to where I can bring it to a vet to get its eye fixed. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, but we're not going to keep it. He's like, listen, we're not going to keep it. He was lying to me too. He wasn't just lying to my mom. He was lying to me too. He was like, we're not going to keep it. I was like, okay, because mom will be mad. And he's like, no, we're not going to keep it. But we need to make sure the cat feels safe around us. So let's give it the macaroni. And then, you know, long story short, we wound up having a cat and we tried to bring this cat. And my dad was like, we want it to be an indoor outdoor cat. My mom was like, I swear to God, if this cat brings one thing into the house, if this cat scratches up one thing, you know, it was the early 90s. So we had a lot of wicker in the house.
Sure.
Moms just loved floral prints and wicker in the early 90s. Like, holy shit. Do you remember the white wicker, the painted white wicker?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, dude.
That's the cat's catnip.
For sure. Everybody's house looked like a fucking Walmart knockoff American Girl dollhouse. It was just the shittiest floral print wicker everywhere. Yeah. And of course, the cat came in and like started scratching at the wicker because that's just a big scratching post. And my mom was like, that cat better not leave me an animal or bring dead things into this house. And the thing is, the cat knew that my mom hated it. And so the cat would try to bring my mom the most dead things. Because
cats are assholes.
Well, because the cat was like, oh, you're in charge. Here, have a bird. I hunted this for you.
Right.
Is it cool that
you tribute?
Yeah. Is it cool that I'm here? This is a lizard that I punctured with my teeth. Yeah. And now it's on your carpet. Are we good?
I bring you an offering so as to make peace.
Yeah. The bird guts are on your carpet. Are we cool? What do I have to do?
Yeah.
But no, so my mother was always anti-cat. And what's funny, the cat was no longer allowed to be an inside-outside cat. The cat had to be outside at all times. Mm-hmm. And she never enjoyed this cat, never liked this cat. When we moved, she said we couldn't bring the cat with us.
Oh.
We moved to a place a few miles away and same town, everything like that. We just moved to a smaller place. And my mom was like, the cat cannot come with us.
Cat comes with the house.
And I was like,
whoever gets the house next gets a cat.
Well, that's what she said. Worked? And my mom was like, listen, this cat knows this area. This is where the cat hunts. This is where it sleeps. This is where it does everything. Right. We honestly shouldn't move the cat if it's an outdoor cat. And I was like, okay, this sounds like bullshit, but all right. I'm sad about it, but all right. I swear to God, Jeff, 3 weeks later, that cat found us.
Oh, I believe it.
That cat found us. We moved 3 miles away. That cat found us, dude. And my mom was like,
you guys, oh, you'll never believe the week I've had.
Yeah. And my mom was like, that's not the same cat. I was like, that's the same cat. Watch, Sam. And the cat goes, and like comes running over to me. I was like, that's our cat. And my mom was like, we don't have a cat.
Wow. That cat had a homeward bound experience.
It was an incredible journey.
It lived inside a Disney movie for a few weeks that you made happen.
Dude,
you know, it
we put that cat,
other animals. It told stories around a campfire.
That cat met a charming other like criminal cat.
Yes. Oh, that cat has a story to tell.
Ugh. And my mom was so mad. She was so mad. I was like, that cat loves us. That cat loves us and we have a cat. And what's funny is we found out that before the cat found us, it was homing in on us. And I went to my friend's house and my cat showed up there. And I was like, oh, Sam, you followed me. And my friend went, what are you talking about? That's my cat. And I was like, you son of a bitch. Sam, you son of a bitch. You're Lady and the Tramp in this shit.
Wait a minute. Sam had another family, a second family?
Sam had 3 families.
What?
We were family prime as far as we knew.
Oh, sure. Everybody thinks they're family prime.
Well, because Sam followed us and I said, how long have you had this cat? And my friend said, just a couple weeks. I was like, yeah, that's when we moved in, dog. Wow. Before it found us, it started coming to your house because you started feeding it. Had an entirely different name.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That cat was just using you for the mac and cheese.
I'm telling you, I was like, did you give him mac and cheese? Did you give him mac and cheese? He was like, why would I give a cat mac and cheese? I was like, yeah, that would be stupid. Probably bad for the cat too. Oh my God. But no, I think cats are lovely. I do miss that cat. And I think cats make great pets. Here's the problem, Jeff.
When they start lying to you and telling you you're the only family. That's
the problem is most cats, they ran a study and most cats are grifters.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. No, the issue with cats is they're actually, Jeff, kind of just like the worst for the environment.
No way, really?
Yeah, cats are actually
bad for the environment. Is it all the poop in the sand?
It's all the sand. That's the thing, is they're causing an imbalance to the delicate sand ecosystems throughout the world by leaving and it has the weird smell. Even if you try to clean it up, it has the weird smell. Like you walk into a cat owner's house and you can just go, "Oh, you have a cat."
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they go, "Oh, how'd you know?" I was like, "Oh, because I can smell the
toxoplasmosis."
Yeah, I can smell the toxoplasmosis making you insane.
I have a quick anecdote. I lived in an apartment with
humble brag.
I did, yeah, with a couple. It was me and then this couple, and that's
the worst fucking situation, dude.
It wasn't great. It was not wise.
It doesn't matter how cool the couple is. It's a weird. You are the wacky neighbor in your own house.
That is the perfect way of describing it. That is absolutely the truth, because it's their place, and I'm just like staying in a room in their place.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that
it wasn't that we all got it together. It wasn't like I moved into their place, but it's because they're a couple.
You're paying a third of the rent.
Yes.
But it's not your place.
No.
And it's all kind of like
one all the time.
And every couple gets to the point where they're like, I wonder when we can convince other guy to move out so this can be our place with a spare bedroom.
Yeah. Well, so the layout of this particular apartment was they had I think they had a bedroom that was like really close. I don't think it was I think I had what you don't call it the master anymore, the prime. Anyway, but it was down a hall. So I had this like long hallway and then my bedroom, which was cool because like they let me have sort of my own space, right? Which was, that's when we organized everything. Is like, you have the room that's like farther away from the kitchen and everything.
Yes.
And but it did mean it was more like their place and I had this separate room.
Yeah.
But that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is they also had 2 cats.
No.
And the cats, knew I wasn't super into the cats. And the cats knew I wasn't super into the cats. And the cats are like, hey, buddy, you don't like us. We don't like you more. Or they said, we're going to force you to like us. And the way we're going to force you to like us is with our urine.
Mm-hmm.
So what they would do is they would go down this long hallway to where my closed door was and just piss right there on the door. Right at the point they could no longer go. They couldn't get into my room because my door was closed.
Yeah.
But they would just piss on the gap underneath the door, just urinate in that hallway constantly.
Ugh.
And so my roommates didn't even smell it because they never went down that hallway because the end of that hallway is my bedroom. They think the house is fine. And I would just be like, it smells like cat piss in my bedroom. And as I walk to my bedroom, I have to pass through the threshold of the most intense urine smell of all time.
Yeah.
It was hell on earth. I hated it so much.
And cat urine's like, it's not like, that's the other thing. Dog urine, you do a little carpet spray and you're good. Yeah. Cat urine is like, no,
it stays forever.
It stays forever. No, it's bad, man. And like,
yeah,
well, that's probably the worst thing that cats have ever done.
I think so.
Yeah,
that's what I submit as being the worst travesty ever committed, an atrocity committed by cats.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you. There is a study though that says maybe there's worse that they've done.
Well, they didn't call me.
They didn't call you though. That's true. It's a skewed sample.
Mm-hmm,
that's the thing. Mm-hmm. It's a bad data sample because they didn't call you.
Nope.
Here's the thing. Cats are how to say this delicately. An invasive species.
Is that official? Are we official? I mean, are they not? Were they brought here? We're talking in the United States, right? Or is this a worldwide study?
They're not invasive species in that, like you're saying, they were brought in from somewhere else and caused havoc on the ecosystem.
Right.
You know, there are cats that are native to the Americas. There are cats that are native to Europe. They're basically cats all over the world. The issue is that they are acting as an invasive species and actually acting potentially worse in some countries and in some areas than any other invasive species.
What are they doing?
Well, it comes down to
doors.
They're peeing on doors, and it's causing a lot of havoc. They're also basically it comes from free roaming cats. There's no problem with a house cat that stays in the house. It's in the house. What's it going to fuck with?
Right.
Your life, only your life, and in horrible ways. But
they're an invasive species to you, but not to anybody else.
That's right. But it's outdoor cats and cats that are a mix of indoor outdoor that are causing the problem. Globally, free roaming domestic cats hunt down 3.7 billion birds.
Wow.
And 20.7 billion mammals every year.
Wow.
Cats.
That's a lot. That's a lot of doing.
That's a lot of doing. And they also say that out of the 2,000 different animal species these cats prey on, because cats eat just about anything.
Yeah.
And not just eat, but hunt. They just like to hunt. They do it for sport.
I'm just surprised there's 2,000 species that are small enough for them to kill.
Right? I'm surprised we have 2,000 species left with the way we're doing things. I can name 20, you know? Yeah. I can only name 1% of the species that a cat eats. Out of the 2,000 animal species that cats prey upon, 347 of them are a conservation concern, Jeff.
They're hunting bald eagles.
They're hunting the bald eagle, Jeff. They're hunting the manatee. They're hunting the panda.
The snow owl.
They are hunting the snowy owl, Jeff. They are murdering. Why
do they want to kill off all the endangered species?
You know what? They found out earlier this year there was one dodo left.
They're like, we're going to get it. I bet it's delicious.
When they found out, scientists were like, holy shit, there's one dodo left. One asshole scientist brought his cat in one of those backpacks with the bubble on it, you know?
Yeah.
And
that cat was like, what? I'm going to read this study. Now I'm going to go and eat that dodo.
Yeah, cat was like, that's a weird bird. I wonder if I could murder it. I do have a respect for their thought process.
Yeah.
It is a very, not to get too, I don't know, we're maybe the least red-pilled podcast in the history of time, but I do respect the fact that there's an animal that just goes, I wonder if I could kill that.
Yeah.
Why? For food? No, not necessarily. No. What, are you hungry? No. I just mean like, I don't know. It's over there. Yeah, it's over there. I just wonder if I could kill it. Do you think I could kill it? I don't. It's just, is it threatening you? No, not necessarily. But like, if it did, could I kill it?
Does the study list does it list of the things that they kill? Like, is there a particularly odd, unexpected mammal on the list?
I mean, it's not so much that there's an unexpected thing on the list. I mean, a lot of the things are unexpected. Like, for instance, so you've got this 347 species. This is about 16% of the stuff that a cat eats is a conservation concern. So an endangered species, a species that, you know, is like a protected species, something like that. And out of those, 7.1% of them are, well, it's almost 10% of the world's endangered or protected birds are killed every year. 10%, like 7% of protected birds are killed every year by cats.
I feel like we're not protecting the birds.
I mean,
you know, I don't think we can call them protected birds if we're letting our cats murder them. You know what I'm saying?
No. And
I feel like we're doing a terrible job of protecting the bird. That's like saying, you know, grandma, I won't let anything bad happen to you. And then I bring my 6-year-old over and the 6-year-old is beating grandma with a baseball bat. You know, I feel like that's on me at a certain point. You know?
At a certain point it is, right? At a certain point it is. And I think that's the thing that they're getting at with this is like domesticated cats are not as domesticated as you think. 5% of what they kill are mammals. 2.7% of what they kill are reptiles. Now, here's what's interesting. This is particularly problematic for island nations. So New Zealand has a particular problem with cats. New Zealand is like, hey, we've got to do less cats. And everybody in New Zealand is like, oi, fuck you, Flight of the Conchords.
Cats, eh?
Kids, Lord of the Rings.
Fewer cats, you say?
Yeah. They're like, we got to do less cats. And everybody in New Zealand is like, fuck you, I love my cat. Fuck you, cat. Fuck you, cats rule.
Did you know that cats have been hunting down and killing hobbits for years?
The thing is, they're so small, the hobbits.
Yeah.
They're so
and they
small.
live in holes. You know, how cats love killing things that live in holes.
And the thing about the hobbits is also they don't like violence, they don't like action, they don't like adventure.
No.
They want to sit at home and get high. And that makes them the perfect fucking prey for cats.
Have you ever seen a cat get a hold of a hobbit?
Oh my God.
Just shake it.
That's the thing is like the violent shaking of the hobbit by their neck. Their little cloaks, their little cloaks toes flapping.
Their cloaks and their furry little toes and their little.
It's awful, really.
All their lemba goes flying everywhere.
Yeah, their lembas bread. Yeah, it's a real problem, and that's why back in the before the Third Age, the Farfoots would hide. You know, they were a nomadic people that would hide
from cats.
From cats mostly.
Yeah.
So in places like New Zealand, cats are destroying like 25% of what cats are eating on islands are conserved species. Island ecosystems are very fragile. We know this. Like when we think about invasive species, we normally think about two places. We think about Australia, we think about Hawaii, right? You're like, oh, an invasive species. That's like when they brought everything into Australia and it fucked it up. Or when they brought the mongoose into Hawaii or whatever it was. What did they bring into Hawaii? Oh, they got the coqui frogs now. That's what it is.
Yeah. If
you bring anything into Hawaii, and Hawaii isn't prepared for it, all of a sudden you got 7 billion of those things in Hawaii.
That's right.
The opposite is also true. Those things will eat whatever they need to. And so cats in island nations like New Zealand eat 25% of their diet is conserved species. Because islands are so fragile.
I mean, is that just because that's the percentage of available food, or are they just like, we prefer?
Well, yeah. Well,
I have a certain taste for the rare.
Well, it's tough to say, right? It's tough to say. It could be like the classic Marlon Brando movie, The Freshman.
Sure.
Where
everyone remembers Matthew Broderick and Marlon Brando in The Freshman.
I don't need to worry about everybody. I just need to worry about you. Where in this film, Marlon Brando is running a secret dinner club where people can eat endangered species.
Right. Sure.
But in the end, it turns out that Marlon Brando is lying to the rich people and is just serving them fancy chicken, and it's all a scam. But and also, I think that's a real good scam. I think that's a scam that would actually do very well. But it's our cats like that, where they consider themselves above everything, and so they have a taste for the strange and unusual. Is that what you're asking? I don't know. I think because here's the thing: cats are not even they're not even doing this for food a lot of the time.
Right.
A lot of the time they're
just doing it for fun.
That's what cats do.
Just for the challenge of it.
It's who they are. Yeah. It's what they love. Listen, baby, love me, love my murder. That's the plot of at least 7 different Netflix shows. So it works.
I think we would have a much more successful podcast if it was called Love Me, Love My Murder.
Oh, please. I feel like that's 8 of the top 10 podcasts in the world. So here's the deal. Pulling away from the conservation of species, like let's talk about just how much this is happening, how much this is compared to, because you're thinking, oh, okay, well, 25% of what cats are eating on an island is a conserved species. What is that in compared to, the number of animals that are just dying for other reasons? Like how bad is a cat? Right? Or if you're watching the 2019 movie, you may wonder how big is a cat?
Sure.
What's the nature of this evil cat's powers? It seems like his magical powers change depending on the scene, right? Yeah. These are questions you might have about cats. To those 2 questions, I would say take it in, baby. It's an experience. Let it wash over you. But to the other questions that you might have about actual cats, here's the deal. We have 46 million households in the US that have cats. 20% of those are cats that are allowed to roam outside. So that means 10 million domestic cats are out hunting every day in the United States. 10 million animals that are that do not need to be part of the ecosystem. Sure, cats would exist, but would they exist in the number if we were not helping them to, right?
Right.
If we were not domesticating them, feeding them, taking care of them, would as many cats be around? So 10 million.
The answer is clearly no.
The answer is no. So 10 million domestic cats we're putting out there into the world that are hunting every day. The UK has fewer cats than us, but 74% of their cats are free roaming cats.
Wow.
Yeah. They
just lazy.
They're just honestly
lazy European laissez-faire attitude.
That's the thing, right? That's the reason why it's these horrible socialists.
Let the cat come and go as it pleases. I don't care.
The cat deserves freedom, such as we deserve freedom. Shut up. Shut up. Go to work. Go to work. Go to work 90 hours a week, like a respectable person. Have no money. Country. Have no money in your savings account, like a respectable person. Live free. So here's the deal. All of these cats are cats that we have released out into the world. Now, how much is that contributing to the death of species? Well, here's what I can tell you. There was a research paper published in 2013 that says that cats kill 1.4 to 3.7 billion birds every year.
Man.
Billion. And
that's just with rifles. That's just them sport shooting.
That's right. Those are the ones that have gone through the process of getting the license.
And waiting the 10-day period.
Yeah, following safety concerns. Those are the ones that are actually not overhunting. You know?
Cats. What is this? Hey,
but wait, no. I got another number for you because that's a small number, Jeff.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
They're killing anywhere from 6.9 to 21 billion mammals annually.
I mean, if most of that is vermin, if most of that is mice and rats, I got no problem with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got no problem with it. But if we're talking, I don't know, something cuter, I guess we have an issue.
They found out that 97% of it are those little kangaroo mice with the big cheeks.
Oh, those are the adorable ones.
Yeah. They always look like they got something hiding in their cheeks. And they do little hippie hops.
Yeah, they just stand there and stare at you. Cute. No, stop it, cats. Don't kill those.
You could put the top of an acorn on them as a hat. It's those. It's those ones.
The Secret of Nim cat, the rats. Oh,
that's right. The cat murdered Mrs. Brisby.
Oh no. I don't want to cut to the end here, but
don't, Jeff. Then let us have a show.
Okay. No, I want to do it because is the solution? Do we just need more Fancy Feast? You know, are we just looking for more Purina up in here?
Now,
is that all we need? Is just feed your fucking cats?
Now,
so they're not hunting constantly?
Here's the thing, Jeff. I did look at. They always say follow the money, and I did look into who sponsored this study, and it was the 9 Lives Corporation. It was Morris the cat.
I thought so.
It was
meow,
Purina.
Meow, meow,
it was
meow,
the
meow,
Meow
meow,
Mix
meow.
people.
Meow, 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 meow. I knew it.
I followed the money.
All the meows.
I followed the money, and it went right there to the Meow Mix people.
They just want you to buy more Fancy Feasts.
No, this is a very long-term study. This is a collection of long-term studies that have been done by very, very reputable sources. But here's the thing. Free-ranging cats, this means, have like an insane, they eliminate 10 times more wildlife than any comparable natural predator.
Is that true?
Yes.
That's wild to me.
Think about any other natural predator that's out there trying to live, just trying to live. And the cats that we release to go have fun are killing 10 times more wildlife.
They do more as a part-time predator than all the other full-time predators do before lunch.
Cats are the humans of pets. This is where I'm going.
Are we in the Cathropocene right now? Is that what's happening?
This is where I'm going with this, Jeff. Cats is just like us. They don't need to do as much destruction as they're doing to live and survive and be comfortable. But they do it because they love it. They do it because they feel a destructive need to. This is why I think people love cats and why people are cat people is because we can recognize so much of ourselves in cats.
They're our dark nature made manifest.
That's right. And made manifest and snugly. When I think about my dark nature, well, I don't like to think about my dark nature, right?
Sure,
but when I see my dark nature reflected back at me as an adorable purring thing, that maybe I could make wear a little sweater.
Yeah.
That's something.
It murders, but not me. And when it's done murdering, it likes to curl up on my feet.
It starts its life on 4 legs, then spends the middle of its life on 2 legs, and then ends it on 3 legs. Yeah,
it does murder the hobbits.
It does murder the hobbits. So here's the thing: the diet of cats. This study is amazing because this study calls them the world's most successful and widely distributed invasive predators.
Widely distributed. I love that.
Yeah.
We bring the predator to you.
Yeah. This is big distribution, which is tough in this day and age because people's attention spans, they're splintered. They're getting their cats from all different sources, so to be able to have these cats this widely distributed. So the diet of cats includes 463 reptile species.
Wow.
431 mammals.
What are they?
119 different insect species.
That I buy. Because, there's insects everywhere.
Yeah. 981 bird species. Almost 1,000 different species of bird. They love a bird. I've seen the cartoons.
They'll eat a bird. Honestly, it's wild to me that they can even get to the birds. The fact that you can, that a cat can take down a bird, that's, you got to be embarrassed a little bit if you're a bird. You can fucking fly.
Please.
Please.
Not only that, but a lot of birds, like pigeons have that, pigeons have the bullet time vision, Yeah. Yeah. Like pigeons literally experience the world in a slowed down state. That's why pigeons don't move until you're right on top of them, is because they're like, oh, I got tons of time. So for a bird, for a pigeon or any other kind of bird to not see a cat coming, that says a lot about a cat.
Well, I guess, or it says a lot about a lazy ass bird.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, you're a lizard. You're a mouse. You know, you're a rat. You got excuses.
This is just the way Jeff talks to me.
You're a rat. You're a mouse.
Slimy motherfucker.
You're a lizard. You're some sort of reptile. That's what you are. Then I feel like, you death by cat, it's just a matter of time. Yeah. Bird, you got no excuse, buddy.
Dude, bird should almost never die.
Should never.
Bird is OP.
Other bird. Dude, bird is the only thing that should kill you.
Flight is OP.
That's right.
You gotta nerf flight.
It's like none of these birds ever played D&D.
No. No, that's why. Listen,
Once
if you're an Aarakocra, you've got to limit the flight height and speed of a bird. Otherwise, they're just going to ruin all your encounters.
Other larger birds should be the only thing that kill birds.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Or dragons.
A dragon. Or I would say okay, that thing where a whale majestically jumps into the air?
Yeah.
If they hit a couple of seabirds on accident and murder them, I get that.
Yeah, because you're just surprised that the whale even did that and you're hovering. I get it.
Yeah, the whale doesn't even know. Yeah. You know what I mean? The whale doesn't even know. It's like a train running over an ant.
But there's no way a cat should be able to take down 2 billion birds a year.
Well, Jeff,
I got something, whatever the number was.
I got something really, really wild to tell you. 57 amphibians. 57 different amphibian species. These are animals that could literally retreat into the water and escape.
Cats hate water.
I know that
from cartoons.
Dude, cartoons are teaching me so much, mostly about cats. And here's what I know. They love to eat bird. They hate water. They do musical number.
That's right.
Sometimes
they fight.
That's right. They wear fedora and trench coat and sneak into Italian restaurant.
Oh, yes. Also, if they walk under a white paint can, indistinguishable from skunk.
That's right. Basically, what this study says is basically cats will kill anything weaker, smaller, and alive. That's it. That's all it takes.
So like a cat's like eating turtles and frogs and shit?
Yeah.
Like that's salamanders, I guess.
Well, listen, and that's the thing is they may not be eating them. They may just be killing them to kill them and being like, got it.
Man.
Got it.
That's got a hit list.
Dude, they really do. And that hit list is anybody who's around.
Yeah.
If you're around.
So what are we going to do about these fucking cats?
Well, this is the thing. Not tons.
Because they do still purr and they are still kind of cute.
You can put them in sweater. They are kind of adorable.
Yeah.
They do biscuits.
Have you ever seen one of them with a little laser pointer?
Oh my God. You get that app on the iPad where things run around? Yeah. Oh, or you put a little feather under the door, the feather on the hook. Oh my God.
They love it.
Cats are pretty dope. See, this is the problem. This is the problem. Well, one of the things is that they're culturally ingrained.
Right. Yes.
Cats, even more so in a lot of the world than dogs, cats are pets. Not only are cats pets, but a lot of people, there were comments on this very article that said like, listen, if we didn't have cats here in rural areas, our farms would be overrun with rats and mice and snakes.
I guess turtles and salamanders and
monitor lizards, hobbits.
Yeah. Oh man.
Think
of how many more hobbits there would be if we didn't have cats.
And here's the thing: if you don't get a cat and you get hobbits, the hobbits are going to bring orcs, and then you're going to have orcs in your farm.
I guess that's true.
And then if you bring, and then there's no getting rid of orcs. And then if you get orcs in there, you're going to get an urukai in there, right? And then they're going to form a battalion, and they're going to build. Yeah. They're going to build one of the
riders of Nazgul will inevitably show up.
Oh my God! And then you basically just got to move because even if you tent the place and have an exterminator come, it's almost impossible.
It smells like Nazgul.
Yeah, forever. There's no getting it out. But so a lot of people are saying these are rodent and snake control. They have valuable uses on farms, and then other people are saying, "Fuck you, this is my pet." That's because it's culturally ingrained, right? Cats are pets, and there's also a thing where it's like, well, cats like to be outdoors, and there's a lot of people that think like, oh, well, cats like to roam. They're only happy if they're roaming and they're hunting, and that's what they like to do. And so I got to let my cat out every day, and
let the cat out.
That's exactly it. That's exactly the song. And so basically, policymakers and authorities, conservationists, they've been trying to stop it, but they can only really highlight a couple of examples, and these examples are not really the dopest. So like in Hawaii and New Zealand, they use these predator-proof fences, which are basically just like cat-proof fences. They're just big-ass fences. They're Jurassic Park walls around conservation areas.
And we've never seen that fail.
No, you can't. Well, if that fails, it fails from the inside, and we don't have to worry about the cats at that point.
Right. So
although I did see a cat take down a Dilophosaur.
Well,
not a raptor.
That's one of the 237 reptile species.
That's right.
What is the fence, the predator-proof fence, to keep the cat in or to keep the cat out?
Keeps the cat out of conservation areas.
I see.
So like in Hawaii, if there's a big one of the forests that's like fenced off,
right?
They'll fence that off, just to keep cats out and other predators too.
Crazy.
Yeah. The problem is it's not really thought of very much as an issue. Like these studies are just now being done and being brought in because the idea of house cat as invasive species is a very new one. Like the earliest study that's cited here is a 2013 study. You know, it took somebody finally looking and being like, man, my cat brings in a lot of lizards every day. Are my cats fucking up? You know, it takes somebody who's science minded to look at it and be like, wait a minute, cats are fucking up the lizard population here. What's that doing? You know? Yeah. And so in order, you know, that's a very recent thing. But they're saying like, hey, we're hoping that these recent studies will grab the attention of cat owners and policymakers, and we'll be able to do something where we sort of limit the cat population a lot more. Like there's got to be something that we have to do to sort of make this work. But the issue is, you know, like I'm saying, it's one of those things where you say it and people go, yeah, don't we have bigger fucking things to worry about? I have a cat, so what?
Right.
You know, it's one of those things that's very hard to get people to rally around.
So our message today is euthanize your cat.
Yeah, that's the message. Hey, I'm Bob Barker telling you to get your cats spayed and euthanized. Do you remember when he used to say that at the end of The Price is Right?
He was really out ahead of this whole issue, you know? Really
I can tell you some things that we have, some specific things that we have going on here in the U.S. In Florida, there are state regulations that prohibit domestic cats on the Swanee River Management District lands. So basically like the wetlands, the Everglades, things like that. You're not allowed to let domestic cats into like the protected swamplands in Florida. Hawaii prohibits animal abandonment. So you get like if you have a cat and the cat has kittens, you can't do the thing that a lot of people do, which is heartless and terrible anyway, which is you bring the kitten, you put the kittens in a box and you put it on the street. Yeah. You know, you're not allowed to do that. Idaho doesn't let cats run at large on lands controlled by the Department of Fish and Game. It's a lot of small, but it's mostly about lands that are already protected.
Yeah.
Than it is about protecting general areas. But you know, we don't do that. But that's the thing, we don't do a lot here in the US anyway. Like if I try to think about what is in my immediate area, like 5-mile area, what are we doing about the environment? I got to tell you, precious little, my dude.
Yeah.
Precious little.
I do think it's interesting because you're absolutely right that if I was going to get a ferret or I don't know, some kind of snake or some kind of weird exotic pet, I would look into what the regulations are around that. Mm-hmm. I'm not thinking twice about a cat, right? You just, like you said, it's so ingrained culturally, like a cat and a dog is always a positive. You know, it's fine. They're the pets. They're the pets you get, and it's always fine, and there's no problem. And to think that no, cats are actually a huge problem that you kind of have to think about, and how you're going to feed that cat and where you're going to let it go or not go. That's a kind of a shocking revelation, you know?
Well, I don't know. We're also humans are a species where we don't even think about like, do you remember how 10 years ago or 10 years ago, the idea of asking people to eat less meat was literally met by the most outrage I've ever heard in the United States. Yeah. It was like, try meatless Mondays. And everybody's like, you try fucking yourself. I'm going to eat 17 bacon, you fucker. And it's like, no, dude, we're saying it because we're destroying the world.
Right.
Yeah. Like we're, you know, so the idea that we don't even think about it in ourselves, the idea that we would think about it in cats, although I guess it's easier to think about it with a species that's outside of ourselves, right?
Yeah.
We tend to
think I don't have to give anything up except the cat.
Yeah. But there's also been a movement, I think, that's changed a lot in the last 10, 15 years of having an indoor-outdoor cat. I find my friends and people that I know that have cats, and of course this is just this is just my observation from personal stuff. There's a word for that we use in science, and I can't think of it this morning. And I feel
anecdotal.
I feel stupid. Thank you. Obviously,
I didn't know if you were doing a bit. I thought you were doing a bit.
No, man. I'm telling you, anecdotal. So, but a lot of my friends are not doing the mixed indoor-outdoor cat as much anymore. And it's because it's like, if it's sort of like the reason why people don't declaw their cats as much anymore. They're like, it's just not good for the cat. Cats that live mixed indoor-outdoor tend to live shorter lives. And they tend to have more health issues. And that's because they're out getting into shit all day. We know this.
Yeah, right.
They're out killing or being killed all day.
Yeah.
They love the sport of it. They
live on the edge. They're like the Brocs of pets.
They truly are. But if you keep them inside, they're chill babies and you put sweaters on them.
That's right.
So I think more people are not doing the mixed indoor outdoor, and I think that helps. But that's just here, like I said, that's just people I know, and that's just here in the States. I don't know, what it's going to take to get people to rein in their cats in other countries, and especially when you're talking about like places like New Zealand or like England, where 74% of the cats are roaming free, domesticated cats. Or places like Greece, where cats are just, hey man, we got cats. And that's what they do is they roll around. Look at these cats.
It's pretty wild, man. It is a commentary on us ultimately, right? Is that, man, it's so nice to have this furry little puffball of purring around. And you know what? I can't be bothered to actually take care of it. I'm going to let it go and do whatever it does. I'm not going to think about it. And it's like, oh, hey, when we do think about it, it's fucking up the planet.
Yeah.
You wanting your little purring fur ball for a few hours a day.
Yeah.
Isn't that just a perfect poetic commentary?
It's like, it's everything we like, right? It's like, I don't know. I just want cool car.
I don't think about what it does when I'm not looking at it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, and listen, this study does get into, it doesn't do it as much. This talks about invasive species, obviously, and cats and their hunting and all that, but it does get a little bit into diseases, viruses, parasites, bacteria, fungal infections, things like that cats spread to other populations when they're allowed to go indoors and outdoors. And it's a lot, Yeah. So there's cats.
I'm just really sorry to all the listeners who have cats and are now going to have to kill their cats. I'm sorry that we have to be the bearer of that bad news,
Yeah. It's
sorry about your cat, but
sorry
to smother it with a pillow.
What we're saying is that you have to everybody has to turn in their cats at the nearest police station. You have to give up your cat. Okay. You have to surrender your cat at the nearest police or fire station, and they'll take care of it.
Take care of it, though.
They'll take care of it. No, yeah. I think the problem isn't necessarily cats or domesticated cats. The problem is that is the way we take care of domesticated cats. And if you're going to domesticate a cat, I think if you're going to have any kind of animal, you need to be sure that you have a lifestyle and a space that is healthy and keeps that animal happy. That's all.
Yeah.
If you're going to have a cat, make sure that you're not doing indoor outdoor with your cat. Or if you get a cat, don't get a cat just to be an outdoor cat.
Yeah.
There are plenty of those already.
You're no longer allowed to invite Elijah Wood over. Or Sean Astin.
No.
Sorry. They just can't come over anymore.
Can't do it. I know Dominic Monaghan is charming and we love him on social media.
Yeah.
But if you put him near your cat, it's going to be dangerous for both of them. It's not healthy.
You.
It's not healthy for them to eat Hobbit.
No.
That's the other thing. Hobbits have 10 times the amount of THC as a catnip.
That's right.
It's the secondhand pipe weed that's in their system. It's bad for everyone. No, I think, if you're going to have a cat, do it the same way. Like the big problem with dogs, we don't see like a ton of dogs, like stray dogs roaming around. But what we do see is we see a lot of people giving up dogs and giving dogs to shelters because they don't understand the responsibility of having a dog. So dog abandonment is a big issue. With cats, I think the issue is people are not properly caring for their cat in a way that's healthy for them, the cat, and the world around them. All pets have issues. And you just need to be sure that you're mitigating those issues. Be a responsible pet owner. Have them spayed or euthanized.
Yes. Listen to Bob Barker for once in your life.
For once in your life. Hey, thanks for giving a listen. If you'd like to discuss the merits of cats, dogs, and other such pets, a great place to do so would be over on our Discord, where other like-minded concerned citizens are hanging out right this very minute.
Holy moly, you can hang out with them for only $1 a month at patreon.com/wehaveconcerns. But if you have a little more to give and you'd like to see this show continue, consider supporting us at a higher level. Get a little extra value for your contribution by getting bonus content, extra episodes, extra audio, all kinds of good stuff. Check it out at patreon.com/wehaveconcerns.